Hello again, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Game Pass Grab Bag, your weekly podcast reviewing games from the Game Pass collection, bringing you three unique perspectives from varying skill range. I am the candidate for the throne, Andrew. With me, the only throne he's a candidate for is the toilet, Keith.
Hello.
And with me, the queen to my throne, returning with us, Liz the noob.
Oh, wow,
hey guys. You should have given me a fart noise, actually. For all the times you use them, I should have gotten one for that.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Thank you. For letting know.
You can tell it's been a while because I was trying to look at the mic without moving it because I didn't want like the noise, and I just completely went cross-eyed.
This week was a couple of people requested we played it, but I mean, it's also been on my list for quite a while. But this week we played Metaphor ReFantazio by Studio Zero, which is an offshoot from Atlas. So this is very much an Atlas RPG. Metaphor ReFantazio is a turn-based JRPG where you are playing a no-name protagonist who is trying to win back the throne because the prince is under a curse, and you're trying to essentially save the throne for him and try to break his curse so he can return to power. Going around, whether or not this is a game or pass. I will start this off. So Metaphor ReFantazio, as I said, it's been on my list. I know this was a lot of people's game of the year last year. So I was very excited to see this. We have done one. Yeah, we only did one Atlas Studio game, right? Yes. Persona 3?
5?
I thought it was 5, like Reload 5 or something.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, Persona 5 Reload. That's it, yeah. But yes, so I knew a little bit of Atlas Studio and things they do. So Metaphor ReFantazio, if you know the studio, you probably know this game. If you do not, long story short, I'm overall giving this a game. But, this is a turn-based JRPG. If you're someone who doesn't like this style, this game will not sway you. And I also will say, overall, I'm a little disappointed in Metaphor ReFantazio. It does a couple cardinal sins that really irritate me in an RPG that I'll get into. Specifically, my big one is fake choices. I hate when a game gives me dialogue choices and it doesn't do anything. That's one of the things that really irritates me when it comes to an RPG. But overall, though, I did enjoy my time with it. It definitely takes its time to warm up to. Like I was like 4 hours in and I'm like, I'm not getting this game. It took probably about like the 8-hour mark when I was like, okay, this is fun. I'm liking this now. But yeah, so it's a game.
So this was on my radar in the sense that this was the game of the year last year, right? It ended up taking the title, if I recall, and it should have been Balatro, but I'm not going to go into that. It's not what we're here for. We're here for Metaphor. But it was a game that I knew was highly acclaimed. A lot of people really liked this game, and I already knew that it really was just not going to be for me. And again, I know we're here to talk about Metaphor, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about Clair Obscur, and I don't want to make this
the two games you already said, Balatro and Clair Obscur. You've been saying every episode.
But it is so difficult that we're playing these so close together for me to separate them, even though they're wildly different from each other. Just in terms of how they play out, it's hard for me to separate the two and to want to keep going with Metaphor. I was starting to get some of that kind of rhythm and flow of the game where I was starting to enjoy some of it, but I'm with what Andrew was saying. Like, it takes so long to get rolling that if you don't really care for the style game, like, you're just not gonna do it. It's easily over 800. Dimitri, I don't even know at this point. Dimitri in the chat asked how many hours I have in Balatro, so I don't even want to know how many that is. So I didn't actually give an official answer. I think I'm just gonna have to give this a pass, and there are things I like about it, and I'm not gonna sit here and do a big complaining, rag on this game pass. It's just, it doesn't do anything for me to kind of drive to get the hooks into it. I could see myself playing a little bit more of it, actually, because again, having starting to feel like a little bit of fun with it, but at the same token, like, I don't see myself trying to like push through the 100+ hours that this game would take to beat. So
I am gonna give it a game, but I'm kind of lukewarm with it right now. Like, I'm glad that I played it and I enjoyed my time, but now I want to play other things. Will
Disney Dreamlight
say,
Valley.
do you know what? I'm kind of bored with it. I really want to find another game, but the big thing for me, I agree with your critique, Andrew, but the big thing for me, I don't like timed events. I don't like having that structure of like, if you go in the dungeons, then you can't really do anything at night, or you can do like something in the afternoon, something at night, and then you'll have a certain amount of days. And it's just like, I just want to be like let loose and talk to whoever I want, whenever I want. And which it's funny because I'm kind of the opposite in real life where I kind of like having a deadline. Like it pushes me to do like, chores I don't like. But when it comes to gaming, I don't really like that.
We all played Persona. I don't know if you guys remember. Do you guys remember? Did you like Persona?
I think I like Persona better. And I think the main reason was the characters.
All right, and it was Persona 3 Reload is what we did.
Okay, I could have sworn it was 5, but I'll believe you if you're looking it up.
Yeah.
I don't think I did. I think I was maybe fine on it if I remember, but I don't think I really particularly cared for it because I think similarly is that we had just either finished or were starting Like a Dragon, and so I was kind of in that same boat of like, oh, I have a RPG that I'm having more fun playing and I'd rather play that. But immediately, like I knew that this game was made by the same makers as Persona just because I knew that fact. But this game might as well be in the Persona world, and that wasn't my immediate annoyance with this. That your first introduction to your level up, I was like, okay, so this is Persona. I just don't have a gun. I'm not shooting myself in the head. I'm ripping my heart out and screaming into it. Apparently, is a thing
I
that
was
you're
going
doing.
to say, I'm like, what's with the Atlas Studio always having these really grotesque transforming powers?
Yeah, you have to just morbidly murder yourself, like or like it's so bizarre. And immediately I was like, okay, so this is Persona, and just everything about it felt the same from there. And I'm sure that there's the game's 100 plus hours. It's huge. I'm sure there's so many things that vary and differ off of Persona, but I'm with Liz on I don't really like this. What is the slice of life RPG? Is that the terminology where it's like, oh, you have to go around and like Liz, like you're saying, like go talk to this person this time and do this, and then oh, you've got a test on Tuesday, except it's not Tuesday, it's Flebendy Day, and I have to remember what this whole new calendar is that's made up on the fourth day of Findy 9 in the fourth season of the Ninth Blood Sun, and I'm like, I don't know what any of this means. And you want me to set my schedule around when I'm supposed to go meet someone on these made up dates? No, I don't like that personally, and it doesn't do much for me.
Yeah, just remember they have the what is it, the academia where more is in this game, but it's like the sleepy time place in Persona 3 Reload.
Yeah.
You kind of like go off to this
The
like
sleepy time place.
I don't really remember it that well.
You should just say your house.
No, I thought when he dreamt he went to that place in his mind.
Oh, the Velvet Room is what it was called in Persona 3.
That reminds me of where more is.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, academia. Exactly. Yep.
Academia.
It's another thing. It's like it's not even original. And that's anyways, I'm gonna stop for a minute.
He's got some hot takes here.
Now I'm getting fired up.
I think that Persona 3 had a funny character.
Yes.
And I feel like that was really missing. I understand that the story is very dark and stuff, which I need to say something kind of rude.
About what?
I cannot take the main villain seriously with that hair. It doesn't matter if it's a man or a woman wearing that hair. Like, how long does
that
he
weird
do his
little
hair?
like center thing?
It's like a wolf cut, like the Lewis. I always struggle when I see Lewis, like Louis. I'm like, I always like, my mind can't figure out what the name is.
Mine's Brandon and Brendan.
Yeah, but do you know what I'm talking about? Like you look at him and you're just like, I can't take you seriously.
He also has like eyeliner.
Yeah, he like no villain would take that.
It's kind of like David Bowie.
Yeah.
Ooh.
But I felt like as serious as it was, I felt like they needed something in it, especially because it gets sad pretty early on. And the first character that dies, I knew it was going to happen.
Yeah.
And that's kind of a bummer when you can anticipate that and know that.
And for the record, David Bowie plays an excellent villain. Don't disrespect his Labyrinth performance.
Well, I'm not. Especially when you see his crotch almost the entire movie too.
that just helps
bulge.
keep you at ease.
He's the exception. And he can be anything he wants to be.
All right, but let's get into the story. Well, actually, before we get into the story, I want to make an announcement real quick to go off a real quick on a tangent here. Not really tangent, but we officially have a website. It is now up. So go to GamePassGrabBag.com and it'll bring you to our show or website, and it'll have the list of all the previous shows, and we will try to have transcripts of it, so it's kind of easier to go through if you want to go past episodes. And it'll also be putting up our scores. So if you ever want to see what we gave a game instead of going through the entire episode, go to check out our website. We should have it posted there. Are you checking out now, Keith, too? Is this your first time checking out our website?
No.
Oh, okay. But anyway, so the story of Metaphor ReFantazio. As I said, you are playing this kind of nameless protagonist, which eventually you get to create your name, which will be my first gripe of this episode when we get into that. You play this nameless character who has this book, which books are kind of outlawed or kind of forbidden. They're kind of rare. Well, it's weird. People kept saying they were rare, but people literally had bookshelves of books behind them. And they're like, oh, you have a novel? This is rare. It's like, what's all these books behind you?
I didn't notice
Yours
that.
Yours is rare because it's a fantasy. And it's and at least that was what I gathered. You've played more than I have, but that was what I was understanding when everyone was so like, ooh, it's mystical, it's a fantasy, which is an interesting little twist. I will give this fun little kind of fun storytelling thing. Every year you have these 8 tribes, and they're all fantasy.
No, how many tribes are on?
I thought they said 8, but I think there's more. Anyways, I
want to say there's like 12.
From our perspective here, this basically the game does this whole weird meta thing where it's like we're playing a fantasy game where they're calling the fantasy characters humans, and then there's they're talking to you as the meta human character outside of the. Anyway, I don't. Go on, Andrew.
And the Utopia stories reading kind of sounds like it's supposed to be like Earth.
Yeah, not really like fantasy as we would call it, but it's fantasy to them because there's no magic and there's not it's just humans, and so it's a fun little ooh, they're looking at us.
But yeah, so you have this story that tells of a utopia, of a place where everyone gets together and along. Because here in this world of Metaphor, there's 8 or so many tribes of different races and species. And there's just a whole lot of racism. Everyone kind of essentially hates each other. In which I will say, this is one of my gripes about the story. Well, I'll get into it after, explain more of the story. But anyway, the king just recently got assassinated. And the prince, who was obviously supposed to take over the throne, was put under a curse. And he's kind of in a comatose state. And so you don't know, this curse is kind of draining his magic and slowly killing him. So you're basically given a secret mission to go in and try to kill the person who cast the spell, which is Luis, who is the main bad guy, the main antagonist of this game, who openly admits that I assassinated everyone and they're weak and we need to have power and I need to take the crown because there's these monster creatures called humans that are very grotesque and have been wiping out villages all throughout the land, and the king has done nothing about it. So now we need a strong leader to take them out. But that is just basically the premise of the story. Well, there's a little bit more to it, but I guess it's fine to say. So overall, though, you are trying to win the crown. There's a competition that's going on, and you are trying to win the crown for the prince, since the prince can't compete since he's under a coma. You're trying to win the crown for him so he can take over when you break the curse and able to kill Louise.
And you win it by approval of the people, right?
Yes. So it is your job to basically go around and help all these people, because you are what's known as an Elda, which is supposedly the lowest considered species of all the tribes. I don't know. I guess this is going to be my first complaint about the story. So this whole game deals with a whole lot of racism. Every tribe seems to hate each other. And this book gives you a big compendium of all these different things of explaining these tribes and blah, blah, blah. As me and Keith already kind of figured out, I wasn't sure how many tribes there are. And I can't tell where tribes are in the totem pole. I feel like everyone hates each other, which is this game has too much racism, I feel like sometimes. And I know what you're saying. Hey, there's no such thing as too much racism. And normally I'd agree with you. But this time, I find it really annoying. No, that's a joke. But like seriously though, it's like, how does anyone do anything? Everyone apparently hates each other. Like who's the higher up people? I don't know.
I mean, there's got to be at some point in the story where they kind of break down what this actual like I see it more as a caste system. Like yeah,
Yeah.
it is ultimately racism because it's built on whatever animal, like they're all mostly animals, but they're not all animals. I don't know, again, because there's like the cat people right away, and nobody likes the cat people, but they like you less. And are you a deer people? I don't know what I don't know what
the
people you
people
are.
with the horns, I'm assuming they're the highest on the totem pole.
Yeah, everyone likes them because that's what the horn people.
And I think the elves are kind of like the second. Yeah, but you got the winged people.
But you wouldn't believe it that the video game writes you to be the worst one. No matter the one thing that you need to know, you're the worst one. Everybody hates you, but by the end of the game, everybody doesn't hate you, and that's kind of the storyline of the game, right?
And there's
150
religion
hours
in
to
it.
make people not hate you.
There's also religion too, because don't like the people with the boxes and like the third eye, don't they have like their own religion?
Yep, they're considered pagans because the main religion is Sanctism, but that tribe doesn't believe in that. They believe in different gods, so they're considered pagans.
Which talking to them and learning about their religion is an entire event of the day, because you only have like 2 sections of the day where you can do stuff.
Yep.
So they're like, oh, well, if you want to do anything else, I can talk to you later. And it's like, really? That's going to take the entire afternoon? Not to be rude.
I don't know, Liz. You could talk. But yeah, overall, I got to say the story, it took a while for it to kind of, even then, as Keith kind of said, going off of Clair Obscur, I remember with the Clair Obscur episode where I'm like, every JRPG, the thing that always kind of irritates me is it's such a long setup. And that's what Metaphor is. It is a very long setup of building this world, explaining these caste system, these races, the king, the power he has, what igniters are. It's just explaining, just exposition. And it's just
Wait, but isn't it kind of the opposite too, where I'm at in the game, like the story is already unfolded, and now it's just you're just trying to win.
Yes.
And get people on your side. So I feel like they give away everything at the beginning.
Yeah, but I'm just saying it took hours though. You're going through this whole thing.
That is a weird like pacing and flow though, is at least what sounds like you're saying, Liz. I don't want to speak for you, but like, and I agree. Like
thanks for mansplaining.
Front load the whole thing with hours and hours of exposition and talking and this and that, and then just go, all right, well now just make everyone like you for the next 75 hours or so.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like 75 hours of what story would there be? You know what I mean? Like right now, like I'm almost at the necromancer, like I'm almost through the dungeon, and it's like, okay, so what other bad guy am I gonna have to deal with after that? Because I'm gonna be fighting turn-based RPG. So I mean, I just don't understand where it's going.
I mean, you got to win the crown.
And you talk to people and stuff like that, and you see your crown growing, but it's just, I feel like there needs to be more coming up ahead, right?
Yeah. I mean, the whole thing is you're going on a grand tour around the entire country doing these trials to win the favor of the people. It's hosted by the church. Everyone becomes these contestants, and you're trying to go to these major cities with a certain goal. So the first one, you're trying to bring the head of a monster. Whoever has the biggest monster wins the competition of like that trial. Then the next one, you're trying to get these pagan idols, which they are considered holy relics. And so you're essentially going to loot one of the tribes and kind of wipe out the people. So it's like, gets kind of dark, but you're just essentially going around doing these trials to win the favor of the people.
Weird concept, because like they make it very clear, like royal blood is a big deal. Like your royal blood, it has magical powers. He shouldn't have even been able to be stabbed, this and that. And then the next king is just, I don't know. It's a popularity contest of who can, of the amazing race, basically. Like, it's like, what a weird, that's how you're going to decide the next holy king and all these, or you're sending them on holy wars, apparently, if they're sending them out to take out pagan villages and stuff. Like,
be a little bit.
It's just like, here, we're just going to start our own crusades real quick, and then you can be the next king.
Well, I don't want to give a spoiler, but I also thought too, when I talked about the first character dying, how unfortunate it was with the storyline.
Oh, what's so sad?
Yeah,
Oh,
and it's like he's doing like I shouldn't spoil it, but I was just like, really? That's how you're gonna kill that character? That is cold. um Oh man. So now I'm curious if I think it's cool too that so I wanted to focus on doing like the small quests and not going to the dungeon, which then you told me like, no, you have to do it by a certain time. And I was like, oh man, I guess I'm not doing that anymore. But one of the strangers gave me a tip about the monsters in the dungeon. And I'm so glad because you're like, oh, this person's like, you need to use light magic. This one's not good with melee and stuff. And it was so helpful. And for me, like, was like, I just want to talk to people. I don't wanna go to the
really?
dungeons.
I found talking the most boring part.
No, because like, for instance, like, and also, how weird is it that everyone looks down on you, but this guy is giving you free information to help you? Or I
Oh,
don't
no,
know
you
if
have
it
to
was
pay him.
free.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
have to pay
yeah,
him.
I was just gonna I just corrected myself, yeah. But he's giving you free he could have given you the wrong information.
Well, that's also what I think is kind of funny about like the racism in this game. Literally, you get people that are like, "Oh, gross, you're an Elda," and you're like, "I want to help." Oh, okay, you can help me. And then you help them. They're like, "I'm sorry, I was racist to you. I will now support you." It's just like, that wasn't very hard. Literally, someone's like, "Oh, you're gross," and "Oh, can you buy me flowers?" And you buy them flowers. I'm like, "Okay, I want you to be king now." It's like that. That's all it took for
Was
you to
that
want me to
really
be
one of
king.
them?
I bought you flowers.
Like, dang,
That literally is
flowers
one
is
of the
all
quests.
changed my life.
Yeah, it's like, all right. One guy wanted a toothbrush, and I got him a toothbrush, and now he wants me to be king. All right.
See, I just got serious ones with like, "Oh, my daughter will die if she doesn't get this medicine." So that's why I'm
No,
like, "Oh, I
no.
wish I had gotten some of the, the
I
lighter
mean,
ones."
but even still, well, I mean, I guess if it's death medicine, 'cause I'm just like, I don't know, if someone's like, hey, I got your kids some ibuprofen at the store that you needed. Thank you. Like I'm just like,
You should be president.
I'm gonna DoorDash some children's ibuprofen and be like, this guy right
This
here,
guy.
that is presidential right there.
I feel like you should say that next time you get like DoorDash. Be like, this guy, you should be president.
Like
Bringing
incredible.
me my McDonald's. Good job, man. But yeah, let's get to the gameplay though. So if you've played if you've played Persona, it is still very much the setup of how that's kind of done, where you have a day-night cycle. You have moments where you can either upgrade your characters, like personality traits. So you have your like 5 virtues of tolerance, wisdom, imagination, courage, and what was the last one? I don't know, whatever. But either way, when you're doing it, you're trying to, because these are considered royal virtues. So you want to improve your character with that. But you're also leveling up your main character, getting stats. But what's unique about this game from different Persona games is everyone has archetypes, which is essentially a class. Mage, warrior, knight. You have, like the sniper, like
Healer.
healer, like these different, and you can change them on the fly. So nobody's kind of stuck to what they are. Like in Persona, they kind of were. I mean, your main character was kind of a wild card, can do whatever. But in this, everyone can do whatever. So I could just switch things up on the fly of like, okay, now I want like 3 healers and 1 tank or whatever. Or everyone's a sniper, or mix it all up. So you're going around in the dungeons. If you go through a dungeon, it takes a whole day cycle. You're on a time limit. If you end up like reaching the end without completing your goal, game over. You got to load a previous save. But essentially, you're going through the dungeon, trying to reach a goal, an end point. Depending where you are in the game is what different the goal is. The beginning area, you're trying to stop a necromancer. But you're going in kind of a free world. You can see the enemies. If you're strong enough, this was my favorite feature. If you're strong enough, you can just open world melee the enemy, instantly kill them. Boom, you get XP and gold and everything. So you can kind of quickly level up your characters by going to the lower parts of the dungeon, just wiping everything out and progressing. But if you fight a bigger monster, you obviously go through a typical turn-based RPG, find the enemy's weak points, you get bonus moves, so on and so forth. Typical RPG stuff.
You said your character doesn't automatically like throw you at the enemy to do melee in the dungeons?
No, that was you. You had a sword that let you teleport.
That's kind of cool.
No, I think it was just like who my character was, because I switched my weapon multiple times and it always let me do that.
I don't know. Your character was doing a dash.
And it locks on, does the dash, and it goes from enemy to enemy to enemy.
Yeah,
so you can
I
lock
wasn't
it.
doing that.
You can lock on with the buttons.
Yeah, but
No,
my character
but
was,
like
oh, maybe that's just why it wasn't locking on.
That could
Oh,
very well be
maybe.
it.
No. But
But
either
yeah,
way, I always loved doing the gunner because it was arranged and I could range shot all the enemies and take them out.
that's kind of cool. But I didn't really, or I did like that aspect of it, which, like you said, I guess is kind of just another Persona reskinned. But it's a nice little different way to shake things up. You know, you just kind of run around and mash X to quickly clear enemies out of an area. But I went ahead and I just said I'm just going to play this game on easy. I said I'm not going to get to the end of this game no matter what happens. So I'm just going to try to get through as much of it as quickly as possible,
And that's what you
basically.
did, Liz, right? You were on easy?
I what?
Were you on easy?
I was on easy.
Yeah, and then again from that point too, what I was honestly doing too really with the battles is I was just auto battling it out. Just like, yep, auto battle, go.
Yeah, I just got to an enemy that like kicked my butt real good. Which I have a question. So I understand like at the end of the game you need to win over the favor of the people. What if you don't? Is there a time limit for the whole game in general, or is it just like you get?
Technically, I guess.
Oh, okay. It's,
I mean, because there's always like these checkpoints multiple times in the game. So like anytime you're going to a new area, they say like, "Hey, this is your objective, and you need to complete this objective by that time."
so as long as you complete the objectives,
Yeah.
you'll okay.
Yeah, because like if you see the main quest is for you to save the prince, and that says no deadline. So technically, you don't have a deadline for it.
Oh, okay. I have something that bothered me in this game, and I really don't like when games do this. When you go to a shop and they have such limited stock that you can't get any, there's like one item that's $40,000. Everything else I had already.
Yeah,
And I'm like,
everything's like $1, and then you like one item's really expensive.
yeah, and so for me, I'm just like, because I had all like the upgraded stuff, and it's like, make something that is a little bit more expensive that I can save for or something, but like don't make it like too like maybe it's because I was on easy. Did it happen to you, Andrew?
Yeah, it always probably is because you're on easy. I was gonna say every time you go to a shop, they have like 3 or 4 purple items that are really good, and they're very expensive compared to everything else.
Oh, must be because I was on easy.
But no, I forgot to mention it. But yeah, so this game does a lot of talking, and as I said at the beginning, this game cardinal sin for me in RPG is fake dialogue choices. I cannot stand it. It takes me out so quickly when they're like, case in point, this one really irritated me. You kind of try to trick the bad guy by having him think that you're on his side. And so he literally says one point, "What's your real mission?" And so I have like 3 options. One's literally like, "I'm here to kill you and save the prince." So it's like, okay, I'm going to do that. And I click it and they just go, "No, you should rethink your choices." And I'm like, then why give me the option? Like, it always irritates me when a game does that. It gives you 3 options. I literally clicked the 2 that were obviously you shouldn't be picking. And anytime I picked it, they go, "You should rethink your choice." What? I will say eventually it opens up. And when you're doing stuff with your companions, they're like, "Oh, if you pick a nicer dialogue with your companions, you get rewarded with some currency," which is still not a good system because then it's making me be nice to my companions. And it's like,
Yeah,
well,
it's
what if I
really-
want to be a jerk to them?
It's
What
really
if I
more
want to be
about
racist?
picking the right answer then at that point than about picking a choice.
Yeah.
But there are also consequences to being a jerk, though, Andrew. Like usually in life, if you're nice to people, things tend
Which
to go
is
more
true.
your way. So I mean, it's kind of true in the game too.
But it doesn't do anything.
Yep.
I just don't get rewarded. It's
My
not like
friends
my
are
companions will
never
leave me.
giving me money for being nice to them.
Yeah.
I've never had them be like,
"That's true, Keith."
"You know what? Thanks, Keith, for complimenting my shirt. You want
Yeah.
$5?" Yeah, I do.
No, but they might help you move. They might, babysit your dog or something.
Well, that's the thing. These people are essentially putting their lives up for risk for me, but I could be a jerk to them and they'll still do that
No,
for
but
me.
they
So
all have their own reasons.
they all just want to save the prince.
No, for Stroll, whatever his name is, it's
Stroll.
revenge.
I mean, yes, they all have they're kind of a lot of people, are the enemy of my enemy is my friend kind of mentality. That they all do have their kind of different point of like what they're there for, but their end goal is they all hate Louise.
Oh, so it is Luis
Yes?
or Lewis.
Gosh, you've
I
not
keep saying Lewis.
I thought it was Luis.
I think it's Louise. Because he's royal. It's got to be a little fancy. You can't just be Lewis. No offense, Lewis is out there.
Just Lou.
Yeah, just call
It's
him Lou.
Louis.
Yeah, I'd call that Luis.
I'm pretty sure it's Luis. I'm like 90% sure. Don't make me question it. I love that's been your thing. Is now calling me out on things in this podcast.
What is?
Ever since the few episodes you're on, you always want to make sure you call me out on things.
Oh, I mean, that's kind of true. But I always, tattle on myself, which I'm like deaf today. I just realized that's like the second or third time I'm like, what? No, Andrew was watching me help our daughter play a video game, and I was just mashing A through the dialogue. And it took me like a good 2 minutes to realize that it was just repeating the same dialogue over and over again.
She literally
Like, I
kept
had to hit
talking to the
B.
same person.
Andrew was actually laughing out loud. Like, usually he doesn't think I'm funny. But
Well, you weren't trying to be funny. Let's not give yourself too much credit, Liz.
But I mean, haven't really got to watch me play new games in a while.
Yeah.
So it must have been a real treat for you.
It was Barbie. It wasn't much of a treat.
I meant this game.
Oh, okay, yes.
That new
Oh my
Barbie
gosh,
game
yeah,
does
you
look
just-
fun.
Ugh.
Oh, no.
Both me and Liz at the same time. Oh,
Let's not do an episode on that. Aaron can do that episode. You guys can do that with Aaron.
Me and Aaron together on that one. Just two Barbie guys.
Dimitri says it's pronounced Louis.
Louis.
Yeah, Lewis and Stardew is Lewis, but I also thought it was spelled the other way too.
Maybe. Anyway. But all right. So this is one thing that kind of irritating with this gameplay. Keith kind of hinted at it. This game, so time to beat is looking at 66 to 87 hours. So luckily we've been able to play this game for about 3 weeks, because before it came out, I remember people saying, oh, if you play the demo, it can carry your save file over. So I was like, great. So I actually started the demo. It does like the first 5 hours of it. So I was like, cool, I'll play the demo. And sure enough, yeah, I was able to get ahead. And then when the game finally hit Game Pass, carried my save over. But so I'm at like 28 hours of playtime. And I got to say, I think maybe 8 hours of that was actual gameplay. There's a lot of me just sitting and hitting A through dialogue.
In all fairness, you can skip, but I mean, the point of the
Yes.
game is to...
Which I started to skip. If I am not talking to a main person, I'm hitting start and skipping that dialogue, because it is, I don't care about your history. I don't care about your sick child.
Wow.
I'm gonna get you flowers and you're gonna be happy about it. Want me to be king. I'm gonna skip this.
I'm gonna
I
go
started
pick
to
up
do
your
that.
Burger King for you.
Yeah. Yeah. So and so like some of the dialogue is pretty good. I actually do kind of like these characters. I'm not going to give the name away, but the fourth companion was my favorite. This will be another complaint I have a little bit with the companions. But once he got introduced, I was like, this is a cool person. I really like his sad backstory, interesting character. I was like, this is cool. What I first was like about this game, and a lot of JRPGs, they all do this, and so I don't fully fault this game, but I thought it was going in a different route. Everyone, like I said, could be any archetype. So nobody's stuck being, Hulkenberg. She doesn't have to always be the tank. She could be a mage. She can be a shooter. She can be whatever you want her to be. Obviously, each character is better at some roles because, you have stat points. Hulkenberg has more health points, so you may want her up front, but you don't have to. So I was like, cool. I'm just going to get 4 companions or 4 people I could play with, and I could just switch them out. And I don't have to worry, because I always hate that when you have to bench people. Because once you get too many people, you always have that choice of who's going to sit on the bench. I don't like that. And so I thought that's what this game was doing. Then I got a 5th companion and I had to bench somebody, and that kind of made me sad. So I first was excited that Metaphor was doing this of, this is it. These are your companions. You can switch them any way you want. Nope. Now I got to bench people.
No.
Close, Metaphor.
Unless I missed it, do the companions always auto attack?
No. Yeah, you definitely had something said on that. Your game.
Yeah, because you can hit Y for their magic, melee, or you can team up and hit A.
No,
Unless
I take that back.
like...
Remember, now that I'm thinking, no, once they did get their magic, that's when it
okay,
changed.
yes.
They
in
were
the
auto
tutorial, they auto attack.
Yes, I take that back. So they didn't. No, they did, but they at least auto leveled their stuff, right?
Keith, did you get on
Yeah.
the tutorial?
I did.
Okay.
Probably not
Yeah,
much further, but I did.
Yeah, they do auto level. You pick your own, like what you want the points to go to.
Yeah. Well, your character you pick.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
companions
that's
don't.
what I said,
Oh,
yeah.
the
okay.
companions I don't do. Okay. So at least that part I was right about. Okay.
Which I gotta say, I did not think the points mattered. So my character, I don't know, have you been spreading your points out?
I think it would just like I felt like it was like highlighting one, and I would just pick the one that was highlighted. But
Yeah,
and also
get
at that point,
2.
if I can't pick what my companions are doing, why even bother showing me what leveled up for them? It doesn't truthfully matter.
I guess. Yeah, when you level up, you get 1 point that's allocated in a specific area, but then you get 1 point where you can choose where it goes. So I try to do something different. I almost put all of my points in luck, because luck's like, oh, it increases the chance of items dropping when you defeat an enemy, and it also improves like your crit chance. So I was like, all right, cool. I'm gonna do something different. All luck, and also a lot of agility. And I don't see much difference. Agility, you're supposed to be able to have higher dodge. My character barely dodges. So I feel like the stats don't do that much. At
Yeah,
least it was negligible.
I felt like, so with the main character, when I was putting stuff into strength mostly at one point, because I was like, oh, his melee is really weak. I really didn't notice much improvement. And then it was weird because Hulkenberg, I felt like she was super strong and her magic was strong. Like she was just the best, because I had her as a healer. She just was the strongest all around. And I couldn't get my character to really even match her, which I just thought was weird that putting all those points in, it didn't really affect it.
Oh, I remembered another thing. I kind of want to give negative on this game.
What?
I feel like I'm being negative this game. I actually did legitimately like
I mean,
this
you put
game.
28 hours
I
into
know.
it.
And I actually really was enjoying this. But this is a single player game, and this game lets you pick your protagonist's name. This game has a very strong filter, and it was irritating me. I went through like 20 choices. I always try to test out a game's filter. Let me be immature and name my character
Poopy pants.
like Farty McFartson or something like that. And it was like multiple times, this name's not accepted. This name's not accepted. First off, of course, I started with harsh names, and it's like, okay, I understand you don't want me to use, racial slurs or something. Because I like to test the waters. But then I kept going, and it's like, nope, can't do that. Then I literally was going to like fart face. Nope, not accepted. And I was like, are you kidding me? Like, I am doing like PG names. Why? Like, this is a single player game. Let me be immature. This is supposed to be a fantasy game. Let me create Farty McFartson here.
Yeah,
I landed on stupid, and it's actually pretty hilarious because people are like, hey, stupid, do you think you can handle that, stupid?
Yeah, you did that to my Disney Dreamlight character. And all of a sudden, I was like, why is everybody calling me stupid? That doesn't seem very Disney.
Well, there's two names. There's like the name you name yourself, and then there's the name of your character self. So the one that was like the me holding the controller version, that one I got to Scuzz butt. I don't really know how.
Scuzz butt.
But I had to spell Scuzz as
that's a very 90s kind of burn.
SCUHZ. It wouldn't let me do 2 Z's. So I had to spell Scuzz weird to get Scuzz butt. And then I tried to do Beef Smellington, but I didn't have enough space, so the name is just Beef Smell. And I was like, I'm leaving that.
Beef Smell.
So again, it's very amusing when people are like, hey, Beef Smell.
That's what I highly recommend. Like, if you could do, like I said, I thought stupid actually worked out pretty good, because it is always funny when people are like, they're trying to have a serious conversation, but it just sounds like they're burning me. They're like, man, I'm really proud of you, stupid.
Well, the first point that they refer to your name, like the other name too, is funny because they're like talking about like some scroll, and he's like, I can't interpret anything except for one word, and it's the name you put in. So for mine, it was like Scuzz butt. He's like, I just know in my heart that that's what it means.
See, I know it's childish, but this is what I like. I love doing just stupid names. But this game had way too strong of a filter. And I think the reason for it is because there is an online component kind of where you can see where people chose things or what people did for a team loadout.
That is a really cool feature. I did like that.
Really? I never used it. I don't care what somebody did. I don't care if somebody went to go talk to the guy about his history. I'm going to do what I want to do. Yeah.
I'm talking about, I thought like when you're saying like the setup as far as like what build they used going into that dungeon.
I used that maybe once.
Whether or not it's really functionally necessary to like get through it, I think it's a neat feature. I think it's cool when they can take a game that is 100% single player and incorporate just some level of like community to it, even if it's like not, hey, I'm going to look up what these builds are or something like that would be really cumbersome. I think it's kind of cool that you're just like, hey, give me a quick hit of like what people did, what difficulty they did, and maybe I can just bounce some ideas. Whether or not I'm going to copy their thing, I at least, I can see what other people did. I think it's neat, at least.
But it's just, so I think that's why there's like a filter on the names, but it's still, I don't think it even really displays your name. And even then, that's dumb. Okay, like, so Demetrius want to know some of my examples. I remember my first one I really wanted to do was Big Wiener. It wouldn't let me do that. Then I tried to do Mike Roch, couldn't do that. What was the other one I think I did? I think I did Huge Jugs. That wasn't accepted. But I think it's because I put a space. I don't know if it just wouldn't allow spaces.
No, spaces worked because I got.
Well, then I
beef smell.
So, okay. Well, then I try to do Penn Island, one word.
Oh, yeah?
That didn't get accepted. It's like, come on! I literally did like so many choices.
They anticipated someone like you, Andrew.
Exactly. Yeah. Why can't I be Penn Island?
Yeah, I didn't think about it. It probably is because of that one small online feature.
I didn't do Mike Hunt. No, I just did Mike Roch.
Wait, I don't get Mike Hunt.
Oh my gosh, that was perfect. Like, as soon as you said it, you instantly knew.
Thank you.
I cannot believe you just did that, Liz.
I am so slow.
Liz the noob, everyone. That was perfect. Oh, my glasses are fogging up. All right. But yeah. So overall, the gameplay. Back on course.
Yeah, I don't think there's any on course after that.
I gotta say though, what I do like about the gameplay though, it's very challenging. So I played on normal, and the game does tell you beforehand, hey, make sure you're prepared. So you really got to make sure you optimize your time and make sure your team is leveled up. Well, it's also kind of sucks because there was one point I was kind of stuck on a guy. It took me about 8 tries, and whatever reason, the saving was awful. I had to go through I kept having to skip through this massive dialogue. But I eventually finally beat the boss just with my build. I just had to keep switching my team around and figure out the best way to optimize fighting this boss, and I was able to take him out. But it just kind of stunk because it's like, oh, do you want to reset where you're 6 days back and you level up your team better? So if you do not prepare, you can get really punished in this game. But I do like the challenge of this game. I thought the bosses were actually made me work and how to figure out and use items. You really have to manage your mana and make sure you bring mana recovery items because it can get heavy.
I was always looking for those in the shops and stuff.
They're hard to find.
Yeah.
Oh, but graphics.
I mean, I already touched on the hair. My judgy comment.
You did? Oh, Luis's hair. Yeah.
Yeah. The wolf cut. Yeah.
I gotta say, I like this game's art style, because this is the thing I hated when we played Persona 3. You are seeing 5 locations. Even the dungeon is just repeating over and over and over and over again. This game, at least I really appreciated. It is much more globe-trotting. You're seeing different locales, different towns, different dungeons. Monster variety was much higher. I really liked actually exploring this game. Because, yeah, Persona, I'm close to beating Persona 3. Every once in a while, I go back into it and kind of work on it. But it's just seeing the same thing over and over again. But in Metaphor, no, there's a lot going on. I do like this game's art style. I do like this world building. It's a little heavy to get through, but once it kind of gets going, you understand what's going on. I think this game did a really good job.
I like the subtle things too. Like when you're walking through town, you could tell who's having heated conversations, who's talking.
Oh yeah, the random bubbles that are appearing.
Yeah. And then also, I know this is really silly, but I love when a game shows you when you're going fast.
Yeah,
it does the little lines behind you.
Yeah, when you're running, because there are some games where I can't tell if I'm going fast or not. Like Minecraft.
like Minecraft.
So then
I
here's
guess I
a
can't
question
tell.
then. If a game didn't actually improve your speed, but just put those lines, do you think you would notice then?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. But yeah, I did like the art style, and I will say there's something about the way that Gallica would like shoot her legs out that was a little funny too. Did you guys feel like that, or was
A
that
little
just
bit, yes.
me? Yeah, there was something odd there.
Oh, okay. But I have a complaint about one thing about the graphics. So when characters are talking, you obviously see their 3D models on the screen talking, but there's also like a cardboard cutout of their face that says the dialogue at the bottom of the screen, and that will change and convey the emotions. But the 3D models do not change and convey their emotions. There is one scene where two characters are in a heated debate, but their characters are still that deadpan face looking and just going ba 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 ba. But it's their portraits at the bottom that are expressing their emotions.
Yeah, that always weirds me out.
Yeah, and it's just like he could put a little effort to put emotions on the 3D models.
Yeah, I agree with that. That really bothers me.
I'm sorry. I feel like I'm being super negative about this game.
It just no. I mean, truthfully, I won't even go into my full thoughts. I think you're just looking at it from a realistic standpoint, and there's nothing wrong with it. And this isn't and it's funny because I feel like I haven't. Well, I've had my few rants here and there, but overall, like it's not. I guess I just don't understand what made everyone rave about this game. Because to me, again, personally, this is just Persona in a different world, and I that's what I'm struggling to understand where this is like this amazing game that everyone is like so blown away by, I guess. And actually, it was Astrobot that won Game of the Year last year. I just remember
Yeah.
not this,
I
but
mean, I gotta say, I
I
I
don't
see
know.
where you're coming from, Keith, but I see why, because Persona fans, like this is obviously something. It's a breath of fresh air for Persona fans. But I mean, I see it. I think this game's better than Astrobot.
That's fair. I don't. I've never even watched a video on Astrobot. I had no interest in it. It just looked like a fun
Platformer.
fun little platformer. Nothing wrong with that. But that's not really that's a real tangent we don't need to get on. But yeah, I think it's just when you're like you sound negative because you're pointing out things that like how dare you say a flaw in metaphor. And it's like, no, there's things that the game didn't do well. You can love so much about it, but I think it's realistic to be like, yeah, there's so many like there's 8 different forms of dialogue happening on the screen at that point. You have your 3D model, your 2D model, your audio, your text, and then sometimes the text and the audio don't match up, and then sometimes there's no audio with the text, and you have to, and that's it. It doesn't happen a lot, but it happens enough that I can't stand that. It's another one of those things that I'm already kind of like, all right, this is a lot of story. I'm pretty checking out. Give me 3 different ways to try to absorb the story, like different mediums in that way, and now I'm so out of it. So that's another thing.
I did think of something good about the game. The cat.
Oh, you do
Although
get to
I will
pet the cat.
say it kind of messed me up when I was in the dungeon zone. I thought that I could go back to where it was, and it was like, no, that's not a room. That's just the cat.
It's just the
Well,
cat.
I'm not going to hold against the cat. It was my own, inability to listen. Also, I want to correct myself. Earlier, I was like, well, yeah, you must have liked it if you put 28 hours into it. That's not true. Andrew put 28 hours into a game he hates. And like, you've been playing like
that is
Cookie
true.
Clicker.
I
I wonder how
it's
many
funny.
hours you put into that.
And I've told Aaron, I told Aaron in our previous episode, or it was 2 episodes ago, where I was like, Cookie Clicker's not a buy. Don't get Cookie Clicker.
No, don't.
You would buy it though, probably.
He already
the
did.
amount of hours you put into it?
Yeah, I already did buy it.
You did buy
It
it?
was $5. I had credit. I did not actually spend money, Liz. Do not worry. I did not actually spend money. I had credit.
I don't care. I just can't believe that you spent money on it. That's wild.
It's because of nostalgia. It got me
You
with the
do you.
nostalgia.
That's
Because
wild.
Keith bought it first. And so I was like, well, Keith bought it. I need to buy it.
I can't let Keith get achievements I don't have.
Keith's wife let him get it. Why can't mine?
She doesn't manage my Xbox credits. I had Xbox credits in mine too. That way I didn't have to ask.
But you're in the same boat. You don't like Cookie Clicker either?
No, it's really not that good.
It's not, yeah, compared to other idle games. I'm like, this isn't that very good.
It tends to appeal. It's because you can't even leave it going with your controller there because your controller shuts off and then it freezes and then it doesn't run in the background until you progress far enough that you finally unlock it and then you can shut the game off and it will run in the background. That's a whole lot of work. And right now
We need to do a cookie clicker episode, Keith.
I'm telling you, it's a matter of time. It's gonna come to Game Pass because I bought it.
Yes, cookie clicker.
I'm telling you, I bought it. I wasted $5 of Xbox credit on that. It is coming to Game Pass, everyone. Just you wait.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. You get cookie clicker now.
But anyway, the audio. I will say I do like this game's music. It's a bit different.
Oh, see, I didn't like it when you went to Academia and visited more. That music
that
was
was
too
released.
intense for what was going on. It was way too much.
See, I think it's funny. The battle music was always too intense, but I kind of dug it. You're fighting like literally like it's literally like a squirrel, but the music's like ho 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 ho. It's just like I'm assuming he's saying he's singing in Japanese, but it literally just sounds like a guy just.
It's
rambling.
very intense.
Yes,
it really does get to be very intense music, but then it's also very generic, like JRPG music at points. Just like a casual flute in the background. Just okay, that's very.
The song's called Casual Flute.
Just casual flute number 1.
Was this the game with like the random Scottish accents?
Yes.
Okay,
yeah, you have Scottish, Irish, British.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
But for me, I wish that I didn't do it in English and just had like the English subtitles.
Oh, so you wish you did like original Japanese?
Yeah.
Everyone always swears by it. Everyone always says if you do Persona game, always do Japanese.
Because you can't switch
So this isn't
it,
a Persona
right?
game, Andrew. This is metaphor.
Yeah, know what I mean.
you told me-
sorry, an Atlas
told me-
RPG. How about that, Keith? Any Atlas RPG you should do
That's
Japanese.
fine.
There you go.
That's fine. Just
And
don't
with
call it a
Yakuza, if
Persona
you do
game because
Yakuza.
I was told it's not a Persona game.
I mean, the voice acting wasn't bad, but
No, I
like
thought it
I
was
just
good.
kind of regretted that I.
Yeah,
listened to the other.
it was kind of jarring to hear somebody speaking like a Cockney accent, and it's just like, oh, okay, like where did this come from? I'm glad apparently Scotland exists in this world, or England, but yeah, the soundtrack though overall is solid. 61 tracks, over 2 hours of music, and the plays. Almost every song at least has over 100,000 downloads, but a couple of these songs have almost like 500,000 plays. Ooh, this one is 1.2 million plays. 3 million plays. Yeah, so some of these songs are really good. I'm not going to play them because Aaron and Keith yelled at me for it.
Only when you play them really loudly.
Yeah, what you did when we were setting up for the podcast, all of a sudden blaring through my.
Yeah, I scared Liz with it. That was actually pretty funny. If only we recorded that. But anyway, let's get to our final thoughts here. Achievements. I didn't talk about that. The achievements are good. Typical RPG. You're obviously going to have to be playing a lot of this game to get the achievements. There are a handful that are missable too. So go through the list and look at them. Actually, no, I shouldn't say that because there is obviously a lot of secret achievements that are kind of spoilers. But the ones that aren't spoilers obviously are visible. So don't reveal things.
Didn't
there
you
are some
say
spoilers.
I missed some because I did the demo?
Yes. Well, I guess this isn't much of an issue now for people who are playing on Game Pass. That's the only thing that kind of stunk. If you played the demo, as I said, to get ahead and like start playing this game, the achievements didn't carry over. So Liz, beat the whole beginning section of going through the fort, going through the cave, getting a follower. That's like 4 achievements right there that she didn't get because she played the demo.
Thanks, Andrew.
Oh,
Are you really that upset,
Good
Liz?
advice, Andrew.
But looking at achievements, Andrew, you got 16 out of 44 with 160 out of 1,000 gamer score. Keith,
160 after playing like 28 hours.
yeah, you got 4 with 40 points, and then it says 4 with 40, but you told me I missed a couple.
Yeah. But achievements aren't bad. So anyway, let's get into our final thoughts. Like a metaphor ReFantazio. I said this is a game. If you're not a JRPG fan, this will not sway you. It's definitely a slow burn. Get buckled up and get ready for hitting a whole lot of A through a whole lot of dialogue. Once the game finally released the reins, go explore the town and talk to people, the game started to click with me. I was like, okay, I'm starting to get this. But overall, it really wasn't until I went to the next major town. That's when the game fully was like, I'm having a lot of fun. I like what this is doing. Being able to travel back to towns, doing these other side quests, bounty hunts. I'm like, this is fun. I am liking this now. But yeah, it just at that point though, it's like 10 hours of gameplay, and I was like, okay, now I'm liking it. So you got to be prepared. I can see why people absolutely love this game, especially if you're a Persona fan. This is a no brainer. You're gonna absolutely love this game. Um, but yeah, it's if I had to pick a turn-based RPG, I'm still gonna go with Clair Obscure. But this is a really good game. You can 100% see why people had this as a game of the year last year. But it's not going to be Clair Obscure for me. For me though, this is an 88. I had a lot of fun with it. The story is relatively generic of kingdoms in peril and you're trying to save it. It does open up more with its characters and its class systems and stuff like that. It's very heavy, kind of confusing at a lot of points, as I said, with everyone being racist with everybody. But yeah, it was still. I like this world. I'm definitely going to keep playing this.
So just playing it as I was going through it, I immediately started to figure out that, yes, this is one of those, just you got to get through, 10 hours of it. And I've said it before and I'll say it again. That does nothing for me. Making me get 10 hours into a game before it really starts to open up the reins for me doesn't do a whole lot. And that's fine for you or and anyone it is fine for. I don't want to knock it. It's just I I I could not get behind it. I was starting to, and for that maybe I will pick this up a little bit here and there, but there's just so many other games that are coming to Game Pass right now, eh, and have come to Game Pass along with this. I'm just like, I have other things really just rather be doing, and I'd rather go play another 35.8 days of Balatro than another 35 minutes of Metaphor. Probably that's probably dramatic, but point stands. I'll still give it an 80, but I am hanging on to my pass.
I think I was actually going to give it an 80. And I think it's because of where I'm at now, where I kind of want to give it a less of a score. But the way that you sound, it gets even better after. And so I'm kind of like, I think 80 is a good middle for me for now. And also, um, did you guys want to know what you gave Persona 3 or you guys are not interested?
If you have it, yeah.
Yeah. Andrew, game with an 85. So you gave this an 88.
Yeah.
And then Keith, you did a pass with a 79, and then I did a game with 89. So I mean, I did like that game more, I think.
Really?
I thought it was more interesting. I like the characters more.
See, I think you would like it if you got to the second down because the story of that one is also way better.
But you know, I put like 8 to 10 hours. That's a long time to put.
No,
into
it
a game
is,
for...
and that's kind of what I'm saying. Like this, unfortunately, it takes time to get its teeth into you.
This isn't the type of setup for a game that I like.
Yeah.
You know, the timed stuff. But looking at Metacritic for Series X, it's 92 from critics and 9 for users. So really high.
Our fourth co-host.
No.
Man, Metacritic. We haven't done that in forever. Glad to have you back, Liz. Which, yeah, so Liz is back because from popular demand, a lot of people were asking where Liz was. So here she is. She's still alive.
Now I made you regret it.
Yeah. But Liz already knows a handful of games she's doing, especially with the showcase that happened. What games do you think you're going to be playing, Liz?
So one, I didn't get to watch the showcase. I actually really do want to watch it though, because that's usually what gets me all excited about games. But you told me about Outer Worlds 2, Grounded 2, and what was the other one you told me?
Tony Hawk.
Yeah, I used to play the Tony Hawk skateboarding games when I was a kid. So I kind of want to, see how bad I am at that. But I want to actually watch the showcase and see what's coming out because I don't know. I've been into gaming lately, and I'm kind of sick of Stardew and Disney.
For a week. Give it a week, and then you'll be back into them.
And then you'll be like, Liz, come on the podcast.
Yeah.
And be like, oh, but I'm really into Disney. Can they have this new event?
literally, Liz was like, yeah, I'm getting sick of Dreamlight Valley. She's like, I need a new game. So I was like, all right, you liked Persona. How about this game? And literally, as soon as we started this podcast, she went back to Disney. And
No,
I'm like,
but our
okay.
daughter started playing it a lot more, and she always needs my help, and I'm mining for her. And I'm like, oh, I wonder where I'm at in my game. So it's not like I just randomly pick it up.
Yeah, Liz will be making more of an appearance. We missed having her. especially with her saying names in the chat here. Come on, Liz, you put up a couple more.
No, I'm good. Thank you.
I mean,
Did you
while
get
you're
this
at it,
thing,
Liz, you
Liz?
might as well just go ahead and give us that elephant noise. I mean,
Yeah,
you've
Stay
already
tuned.
you've already made this an M-rated podcast for the night, so you might as well give us an elephant noise.
Do you know what? I think I'll save that for a game I'm super excited about.
Yeah, make sure you listen to our Age of Empires episode if you want to get the reference of listener elephant noise. But yeah, we'll wrap it up here. As I said at the beginning of the episode, make sure go to GamePassGrabBag.com, check out our website, see the scores of our previous games. It's still a bit of a work in progress, but overall, it's there. Thank you so much, Donnie, for whipping it up together. So make sure you show him some love. Say thank you to Donnie. But yeah, you can find our linktree /GBGB to all of our stuff. Check out our YouTube, our Twitch. Try to have some streams on there. We live record every Wednesday around 9:00 EST. Come join us on our live game, live chats here. We always love having people. But yeah, I've been your Hardcore Gamer host. You can find me on Xbox Live at Firebird0952.
I've been Keith.
People are wondering when you're leaving, Keith.
I know, right?
Rude.
It was kind of funny in the Discord when people are excited that Liz is coming. He's like, I'm still here.
Guys, I've been gone for a couple episodes. I'll be back in the crickets. That's right. Love you too, guys. Glad to be here. Liz, you can go.
We love having you.
And I'm Liz the Noob, gamertag common. I'm Dean, and I'm on Twitter and Instagram at Liz Noob. Noob is EW.
Glad to have you back, Liz.
Miss that EW.
Thank you for having me. Bye, guys.
And thank our baby for staying asleep the entire time, too.
Yes.
Oh, we love you all. We'll see you again next week.
Bye.
Bye.